Welcome, Fade to Black breaking news for this Monday, July 15th, 2024. This is all of the news that you need. Yeah, I'm Jimmy Church. All right, here we are kicking off a brand new week here on Fade to Black. Got some scheduling changes, got some public service announcements that we need to do tonight, Monday. Kimberly Meredith is back with us. We're going to be talking about spiritual healing. She is amazing. Tomorrow night, Brandon Alvis joins us for the first time. We're going to talk about his hit TV show, Haunted Discoveries. Wednesday, we are off air. I am out on location for a video shoot. We'll keep you posted as to what's going on and when you can see it. Thursday night, Daryl Sims, the alien hunter, is back with us. And then Friday, we're going to have an AMA, AJA, Ask Jimmy Anything. Why? I want to do 4 live shows. I can't take a day off. Sleep is for sissies. Rest. Who needs it? So, yeah, 5 days this week. Well, 4 that have fade to black. Now, I do have 4 major events coming up in the second half of 2024. Coming up in about a week, 2 weeks, is the 2024 Conscious Awards in Miami, Florida. And that is August 3rd and 4th. The links for that are below. Then Contact at Sea, the cruise to Alaska, September 6th through the 13th. Links for that are below. We now have a schedule up for the entire week for the cruise to Alaska. So click on the links below. Then Egypt in October with Billy Carson and Elizabeth Carson. That tour is sold out. You can now sign up for our 2025 tour. The advertising is now out for that. Then Peru and Bolivia with Brian Forrester. I think that is sold out too, but you can check on the links and get on the waiting list for both Egypt and Peru. The links are below. All right, let's get straight to a busy news day today. It was a crazy weekend, as we all know. All right, on this day in history, 2006, the San Francisco-based podcasting company Odeo officially launches Twitter. It's now called X, but who cares? Fader fact. More people live in tiny little Bangladesh, which is like this big, than in Russia, which is this big, by over 20 million. And that is your Fader fact. Let's get to the breaking news. Pretty crazy. The second stage of a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket sustained a rare but catastrophic failure last Thursday night after the show on Fade to Black, unable to successfully deploy the company's latest batch of Starlink internet satellites. This is the first failure of a Falcon 9 rocket since 2016, when one exploded on the launch pad during the loading of propellants for an engine firing test. Between that explosion, which destroyed an Israeli satellite, and the malfunction on Thursday, SpaceX enjoyed a streak of more than 300 successful Falcon 9 missions. There has been a Falcon 9 launch every 2.8 days so far this year, and that is nuts. Next up, the private Polaris Dawn mission, led by billionaire Jared Isaacman, is scheduled for the end of this month. And in mid-August, Crew 9 for NASA is expected to take 4 astronauts to the International Space Station. Following the launch of the first MTG Imager weather satellite back in 2022, which marked the debut of an advanced family of 6 satellites, all eyes are now on the first MTG Sounder satellite. The MTG S1 satellite will introduce a groundbreaking infrared sounding capability, enhancing weather prediction accuracy even further. In addition, it also carries the Copernicus Sentinel-4 instrument to monitor air pollution. The MTG S1 has successfully completed all of its shake and bake testing, and over the next couple of months, MTG S1 will undergo some final checks before it is time to ship it to the launch site. Absolutely incredible. Check this out. I don't want to be an alarmist, but just listen. Oxygen concentration in our planet's waters are decreasing rapidly and dramatically from ponds to the ocean. The progressive loss of oxygen threatens not only ecosystems, but also livelihoods of large sectors of society and the entire planet, according to the authors of an international study involving geomar published today in Nature, Ecology, and Evolution. Oxygen, of course, is a fundamental requirement of life on planet Earth. The loss of oxygen in water, also referred to as aquatic deoxidization, is a threat to life at all levels. The international team of researchers describes how ongoing deoxidization presents a major threat to the livelihoods of large parts of society and for the stability of life on our planet. Astronomers have created the most detailed weather report so far for two distant worlds beyond our solar system. The international study, the first of its kind, reveals the extreme atmospheric condition on the celestial objects, which are swathed in swirling clouds of hot sand amid temperatures of 1,742 degrees Fahrenheit. Using NASA's James Webb Space Telescope, researchers set out to capture the weather on a pair of brown dwarfs, cosmic bodies that are, bigger than planets but smaller than stars. These brown dwarfs, named collectively WISE 1049AB, are the brightest and closest objects of their type to Earth, and they are only about 6 light years away. 6 light years away, and we are able to look and check on their atmosphere. It's absolutely incredible. Now, just as we were beginning to think that the sun has been rather quiet of late, the sun says, hold on a minute, watch this, and spits out an explosive X-class flare, the most powerful class of solar flares, just because it can. The solar flare from sunspot AR3738 occurred over the weekend, late Saturday night at about 10:34 p.m. Eastern Time, and NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory captured the dynamic scene from space. The flare caused shortwave radio blackouts across Australia, Southeast Asia, and Japan shortly after the eruption. And finally, I'll leave you with this. In late June, as a group of mountaineers descended a treacherous glacier high in the Peruvian Andes, they spotted a dark, out-of-place lump resting on the blinding white snow. And when they approached, they realized it wasn't a rock, as they thought it was. They assumed it was a corpse. When they got a little closer, they could tell from the out-of-date clothes and the condition of the skin that the dead man had been there for a very long time. And the corpse had a well-preserved California driver's license in the man's pocket, identified him as Bill Stamfel, a mountaineer from Chino, California, who had been buried by an avalanche back in 2002. As the planet has warmed and ice has melted at an alarming rate, receding glaciers on the upper reaches of many of the world's most celebrated and deadly peaks have begun surrendering the bodies of long-lost mountaineers. Last year, on the heels of a heat wave that triggered the fastest loss of glacial ice in Swiss history, the boot of a German climber who disappeared in 1986 began poking out of the well-traveled glacier near the mountain town of Zermatt, not far from the Matterhorn. Now, in the Himalayas, where hundreds of adventurers have perished on the slopes of Mount Everest since the 1920s, Nepali officials have launched expeditions to retrieve the recently revealed and rapidly thawing corpses. It's a brave new world. Seriously. There you go. There's all the Fade to Black breaking news that you need for this Monday, July 15th, 2024. Breaking news is produced by Renee Neumann. I'm Jimmy Church. I want to remind everybody, go look at the schedule for this week. We're going to be doing stuff for 5 days, but nothing on Wednesday. Tonight, Kimberly Meredith is back with us. She's one of my favorite people. And tonight, we're going to be talking about spiritual healing. There you go. So I'll see you tonight on the show. But for now, all I've got is Go Backley Tappy.